kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
I am doing wonderful, ready to watch these drivers get out on this track, lay down some rubber, and get some good laps in here tonight. Michael York 11th. 12th is gonna be Pete Walsh. 13th is gonna be Kat Mueller. 14th, Kane Lee. 15th, Robert Roth. 16th, Doug DeNice. 17th, Christopher Roth. 18th, Derek Fulton. 19th, Marshall Harris. 20th, Aaron Spear. 21st, Anthony Ludi. 22nd, Alan Holtzman. 23rd, John Osborne. 24th, Waylon Turner. He will not be putting down a qualifying lap as he is still on a 1 race suspension for qualifying. I believe this, if I am correct, is his last race that he cannot qualify. So next week he will be able to qualify. Then rounding out our field here tonight, 25 cars set to pace is going to be 17 South. Yes, indeed, as some new paint schemes here this week from last time I was in booth. Looking fine as always. Yes, indeed, as they start single filing out throughout the field. Nashville's kind of known for going double 2x2 as well as single file line throughout this field, but going from last week, they were all over the place, going 2 wide. There's a couple 3 wide at the end. It was very, very much fun race, shall I say. These are some fast laps. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've seen some of these fast laps, especially on the setup that's been given, which is a normal iRacing setup. I don't think I've seen some of these fast laps in my lobbies that I've been at when I go to Nashville. So, these drivers are definitely putting down a fast lap here. Few wide in the back of the pack between John Osborne and I believe that's Waylon Turner back there. They were side by side, now gonna fall back in line. Right now the field has single filed out, so we don't have much battling, but with this league, it's not gonna stay like that. This league loves to run clean races as well as too wide and make this race interesting. Yeah, on the inside he works as Picklemeyer was getting looked at, and now gonna start getting looked at by Lee right there. Lee not being able to get by York on that back stretch. Gonna have to follow back in line. Still not done throwing blows going into turn 3 and 4. Yes, indeed. And with these drivers running the fast laps they are running here tonight, just so you know, this is a cement track. It is not a normal, like some of these tracks that are asphalt. So this... Gravity River starting to close in side by side, still going around the complex of turn 4 on Superspeedway. Able to make the pass, it looks like. Actually does not. You know, I've noticed what this track is. I haven't been on it much, but when I've been on it, it is hard to pass when you're side by side with somebody. Yeah, and like you said in the start of this, some of these drivers might be throwing in some new fuel strategy. Watch out, the 15 starting to close in. But like I was saying, throwing in new fuel strategy, we talked about them going between 35 to 48, if I'm correct, on fuel mileage. So that's almost 50 laps per run. We have 150 laps here. That's roughly 3 runs if they do it correctly. But like you said, will they be able to save tires to make it to that, you know, very far end of that field run? Yeah, talking about Tyler Burton and Tay McDonald, with them battling like they did for multiple laps, about 4 laps to almost be exact. As we're looking, the A car of Michael Carter looking on the inside of Stan Carnathan, my fault. Looks like all 3 of them are getting close in, but watch out, the 15th of Bradley Rivers is looking on Tyler Burton. Yeah, and with them battling like they did, it's gonna burn up a lot more tires on that Chevy machine, and in the long run, it will cause them to start getting loose, as we saw there. He got a little loose coming off that turn. You can kind of see him fighting that car. The top 10 being 3 seconds from the race leader. So from first to the top 10 are all close together, right beside each other, as Kane Lee and Dylan Picklesmeyer is looking to try to make a pass right there. Bumper to bumper coming down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Top 3 is still bumper to bumper, trying to make something happen. Not enough room, and they're not burning up the tires like Bradley Rivers is wanting. I feel like Bradley Rivers is running his race, kind of letting them fight it out up there, and letting them burn their stuff up, as he gets huge momentum on Tyler right there. Ooh. Yeah, as we are working halfway through our field run, roughly if they push to 48. So, about to start seeing some of these drivers start slowing down. I mean, currently we are actually their time is not dropping off as much as I thought it would be right now. We're only 24 laps in. But the real question is, will tire wear fall off later into the run, as battling back in the pack between Cat Mueller, Mike York, and Duncan Nice back there. A little 2x2 action from 13th on back. Duncan Nice still looking on the bottom of Kent Mueller right there. Not able to make something happen. Was able to make something happen. Looks like Michael York is starting to fall back. Is he saving fuel? Is he saving tires to be able to make it to a race stop race? Or even 2?
Hey Liam, can't hear your voice in in the broadcast. My power got cut off. If y'all want to add my voice in there.
Well, if you want to come and hang out, I think I've got my issue figured out. We do apologize for that. Got both Emily and I up in the booth, and also got ourselves a new friend. 17 South.
As we are working on lap 28 out of 150. A little loose by the 2 car back there. Looks like Derek got a little loose coming off of turn 2, slowed him down. He'll be falling back now. Up one position, not doing too bad as Robert Routh is looking on the quarter panel of him.
Let's move a little bit further forward. Ken Mueller now under fire from Doug D-Nice. It's a battle for 13th position. D-Nice tried to get in there deep. Slides up the racetrack just a little bit on entry, and now Anthony Ludy is going to try to pounce on that 40 car. It just seems so tough to get that momentum coming up off of the corner. Make a move on somebody.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, is these drivers are trying to make a move coming off the turns and going into it as, ooh, the 48 looks like onto the wall back there. Michael York. I think he has some damage.
Yeah,
He definitely got into the wall.
Like that right rear's got a little bit of damage to it, but I was going to say 17 South, you might be able to tell us a little bit more about why it seems to be so tough to pass here. What's it like to try to make that pass happen?
Well, honestly, I'm glad you asked. Here with the NextGen, making the pass is just, it's that much harder with the NextGen because everybody's kind of tight racing as far as that goes. But here at this concrete track in Nashville, until the lights go on, everybody's trying to figure out their own little spot, their own little racing groove, and tires are going to be very important here.
Yes, indeed, as we're still working on lap 32. We're over halfway into our field run here tonight. We're looking at between, you said, about 38 to 48 laps. So getting close to our pit window for some of these drivers and about to see how some of these drivers want to play their field strategy here tonight.
Carter all over the back bumper of Bradley Rivers, who's fallen back a little bit. We saw him up there in 3rd place. Falling back to 6th now, he's in 5th place, trying to defend it from 6th place Michael Carter, as Carter looks up to the outside. Not quite enough momentum to make that pass happen, but definitely showing the nose, showing that he's hungry. This time down to the bottom goes Carter. He's going to get side by side through 3 and 4, but he might have gotten a little bit loose down there. Has to relinquish that position once again.
Carter had a real good car in practice, and a little side note, guys, you're going to see half the field shifting, and the other half are not shifting. So you got guys that are staying in 5th, and you got guys that are shifting as well. And I think Carter is one of the guys that is shifting.
I believe Rivers is as well. We were riding on board with him when he was in 3rd place, trying to watch the 2 leaders battle it out. We could hear him going down the 4th gear in the middle of the corners and shifting just before the start-finish line back up to 5th. So trying to utilize all of that power, all of that torque in this 5-gear transmission. It's interesting, though, that you say there's some guys that aren't doing that versus the guys that are. What do you think is the call? Are you a guy who shifts here? Or?
I was definitely, before my power cut off, I was definitely shifting. It helped me with the braking on the entry in the center. But I was watching a little bit of Tay McDonald, and Tay was not shifting during practice, so that's pretty interesting on his part. I don't think Kent was either.
Tay's got a hard charge now from Tyler Burden coming up off of turn number 2. They're almost bumper to bumper. It seems like Tay is able to get just a little bit more speed off of these corners. Get maybe half a car length down the straightaway. Just enough space as to where that 06 can't dive it in. Although this time he's going to try it again. He's got to run down the front straightaway to the inside, onto the apron. Gonna dive it in into turn 1. Tries to slide up the racetrack. Almost clear. Can he get clear of that 29? He's gonna get clear. New leader, Tyler Burden, coming up off of turn number 2.
Amazing pass by Tyler Burden there going into turns 1 and 2. Gonna start pulling away from Tay McDonald now. Got that clean air on the front of that Chevy machine, making his way.
Hey, got the wall just a little bit. Stan Carnathan did too in 3rd place.
As both leaders are currently pulling away from the pack, currently have a little, almost 2-second gap to 3rd place, and about 3 for the rest of the drivers.
Comes Mueller to the inside of Miller. It's a pass for 12th place, and Mueller pulls off the slide job coming up off of the corner. Miller's going to get into the back of him getting into turn 3. Doug D-Nice up the racetrack into Ludi just a little bit. Ludi's going to lose some time. D-Nice into the wall. These guys are struggling on these tires, and Emily, I got to wonder. They said 38 to 48 laps on fuel. This is early part of the window, but how much these guys are struggling, slipping and sliding. You want to take the risk and come early?
See, if I'm slipping and sliding, and if I can still, though, keep the car under bay and, not completely wreck out, I would keep on going to the last second I could, but if I can't control my car, if I'm sliding, there's a chance I'm going to wreck my car. I'm going to come down, get a press set of stickers, then my next run, I'll be a lot more careful on saving tires and fuel as well.
Team South, I know you race with these guys week in and week out. I know you'd love to be out there on the racetrack, but this racing right now, we're seeing 40 laps in, super worn tires. We've got 8 cars virtually under a blanket. It's now, here comes the 77 with a daring move to get down to the pits. He's going to lock him up. He hits the cone. I don't know how the league's they're going to approve of that. We'll keep an eye on if there's a penalty there, but Aaron Spear makes a daring move into the pits. But I was just getting ready to say, 40 laps in, and you've got guys still under a blanket, 8 to 10 cars trading blows back and forth. Just goes to show how good these guys are week in and week out to race in this league.
Oh yeah, these guys, they're great. We've been racing together for quite some time now. But you got to do something that the leaders are not doing. So if guys are staying out and you're around 12th place.
Oh, we've got problems. Doug D-Nice gets turned around. Waylon Turner's involved as well. Just as we were talking about this big gaggle of cars and how they were trading blows back and forth, 3 cars try to fit into one space, and Doug D-Nice ends up getting the worst of it.
We got ourselves a caution, so everybody's going to take tires. What I'm interested in is to see how the 77 comes out of pit road. Is he a lap down? Was his move quick thinking, or where does Aaron Spears come out?
Right now, he's going to be 1 lap down. He's going to be behind Michael York, who also pitted under green. So I believe York should get the free pass, but Aaron Spears should be able to get the wave around. We'll double back on that caution quick, but we're going to go ahead and tune into pit stops here.
There's no fast repair either, so.
Yeah, that's true. If you got a little bit of wall damage, you're going to have to get that pulled out manually. Might cost you a little bit of time here in the pits.
And Doug D-Nice in the 40.
Just a little bit. Sorry.
So the 40th, Doug D-Nice, his whole front end came off, so that could be easily, 5 minutes of damage, 3 minutes of damage.
Ooh, super close for the race off pit road, but I think Tyler Burden was able to steal it. That is a good point. That could be 5 minutes or more of damage. That's a significant time to be spending on pit road, and really could hurt you at the point standings. Get
I
another
don't
angle of the
believe
caution.
anyone took 2 tires. I think that was 4 all the way around.
I think you're right. Miller kind of slows up. D-Nice goes in deep, and I think he gets on the brakes, and it kind of tightens the car up. And
Looks like Denice is back on the race surface, if I am looking at it correctly.
Now, those 2 cars are teammates, the 10 and the 40. I wonder if the 10 was trying to pit.
that's definitely possible. He might have been trying to position himself down low and let people pass him on the outside. Tough situation for both of those guys. Aaron Miller is able to get away relatively unscathed. Waylon Turner has some front-end damage from the contact there with D-Nice. And Doug's going to keep coming down pit road every chance he gets to get this damage fixed.
So yeah, you're correct about the 77 of Aaron Spears. I think he's going to take a lucky dog and come around on the backside of the pack there, start back in the back. So kind of a tough break for the 77 as well, even though he wasn't involved.
Yeah, that caution could not have been timed any worse for him. He wanted that to play out, let his fresh tires do some work. We're starting to get to the point where he had more than a second of fall off on these tires, so I think he was really going to be able to move through the pack, deal with the traffic, and put down some fast laps. Would have been interesting to see where it shakes out, but alas, this is racing. Things don't go the way you plan. Just go the way you do, and you have to plan for it.
That's about to fall off. It's about a second, or maybe an ill handling car, just over a second.
Yeah, it seems like these tires hold on for a good 10 or so laps before they really start to lose time. We were seeing at the start of the race, Tyler Burden, Tate McDonald, they were putting their fastest laps down on 5, 6, 7. See if they get faster, though. It's a little bit darker. The lights are out. Pace car makes that hard left turn. Tate McDonald, Tyler Burden on the front row once again.
R2.
Green flag is out. Tyler Burden gets away. Super strong restart up on the outside, and that is the perks of winning the race off pit road. You get that lane choice. You get to go when you want in the Geico restart zone. It's already got half a second down the back straightaways. We've got a host of cars battling just inside the top 10. Dan Carnathan to the inside of Carter, just outside of the screen. Bradley Rivers under fire from Kane Lee, trying to make a move on McCall. McCall's got to run on Furtick down the back straightaway. I feel like these restarts, you try to get everything you can on that first lap or two. But once things start getting single file, it turns into more of a chess game. Like, they'll try to pass you if the opportunity comes, but I'm just relying on you to stay fast until we're not.
Yeah, and it's with this concrete track, it's very easy to find the groove, and as you can see right now, they're kind of running in the train, single file.
Kane Lee and Bradley Rivers, they've been virtually inseparable since we've taken the green flag. Caution is out once again. It's time for Derek Fulton down the front straightaway. He's got heavy damage to the front end.
And Emily, Derek is going to be a newcomer in the 12 car for ECR, finding his wings, getting everything settled in, and not the night he was looking for at Nashville.
Yeah, I did see that he is a newcomer here. Might have been here last week. You can correct me if I am wrong. I was not here last week,
Oh my goodness.
but it's always nice to see new drivers come out here, show their skills, especially in a wonderful league like we have here tonight, ECR. A lot of damage on that 77 there of Aaron Spear. That whole right front is gone. Looks like it's going to end his night and possibly end the 2 of Derek.
Yeah, we'll take
Yeah, we
another
were just
look
talking
here.
about Aaron Spears.
Yeah, we'll take
And
another
there
look
goes the
here.
hood.
That's kind of why I exclaimed in the middle of that. Spears gonna get loose coming up off of turn 4. Overcorrect up right in front of that 2 car. Huge hit for the 77. Nowhere to go for Derek Fulton.
Nowhere to go indeed. And I did see that iRacing has a new damage model on Twitter last time.
I believe
So-
all cars have the new damage button.
Yeah, so we're going to see some interesting wrecks here tonight if we have more occurring. That's going to be interesting. I know myself, I am a BeamNG fanatic. I love wrecking cars and BeamNG, and if iRacing can get to how that is, it's going to be kind of cool to see how wrecks can happen.
And speaking of damage, it looked like the 62 of Chris Rolfe took a little bit of damage, collateral damage, trying to avoid the wreck. And guys, what I'm interested in, what I want to see here is if anyone takes 2 tires on this pit stop.
Well, we did have some guys come in and top off on fuel. I think Dwayne Furtick, Ryan McCall, all those guys on back. Kane Lee might have taken 2 tires with a 10-second pit stop.
And Lim, to go back to what you were talking about, these restarts, they're chaotic. And yes, you want to get every position you can just to get in front. And the air for these cars is so manipulative. The air on the front, the air on the back. And I don't know if that's what happened to Aaron Spears, but you want to position yourself to get as clean of air as you can. And you don't want to run side by side, as you can see on these restarts.
Side has been a tough ask for a lot of these guys. We've been able to see some incredible side-by-side action so far today, but get to a track like this, you mentioned with this concrete, this groove is kind of thin. It's a tight track. These guys are fighting
Absolutely,
for
it's got-
everything.
It's got long sweeping turns too. Almost, I wouldn't say almost like a Michigan, but almost like a Michigan. So there really is no high side here though. So you cut in almost like at the top, cut down, and go back up on the exit. So it's like you said, it's a very tight groove here at Nashville.
Makes it for a really tough challenge for these drivers, especially as the lights go out, the grip starts to come up. Get more towards the end of this thing, these guys will get a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of these cars are set up for more of a long run approach, and they want to pick guys off that way with saving their tires and maybe a little bit of pit strategy that we did not get to see. So it's going to be interesting if we do get a green flag stop.
Well, with the pit window that we were given, 38 or 38 to 48 laps. In one stop, if you maximize your fuel number, you get 96 laps. We are going to take the restart with 96 laps to go. Dwayne Furtick on back came in to top off this last caution.
Keep in mind, these guys are mathematicians going down the straightaway at so much speed, and they're thinking the same thing we're thinking. Okay, how far can I go on this? Where do I put myself at the end of this pit stop if I do get a green flag? So you got to do all this at 180 miles, 160 miles an hour too.
How much time do I lose if I let off 100 feet earlier? You know, questions like that that you're you're answering in your own head in a split second. You know, some of these guys, they probably have a spotter or a crew chief. Some of them might, but you know, not everybody. It's not really a team sport for everybody.
As the
Emily,
pace
this
car
is
dives
this is
down.
where the team comes in. The team aspect comes into play.
Yes, indeed. As we go green in the Geico restart, green, green, green. Tyler Burden gets a decent run coming off, pulls away from the field. I've seen that from him multiple weeks in and out. I feel like he has this car down to the T on restarts and is able to get that huge gap on almost every restart I've seen from him.
Here comes Michael Carter to the outside, big sideways there for Holtzman, or rather for Harris. He's gonna go down to the inside.
And tracking down the front stretch from Marshall Harris, going to be towing it into the infield.
No caution. He spun off the racetrack. I don't think he hit anything, but take a look at that in just a few moments. Big move for Michael Carter, though, going on the outside to get up to third place. Really showing the speed that that car has. 17 South said he was fast in practice. Really good looking car in practice, and now he's got that track position where he wants it, sitting in third place. Those two leaders right in front of him.
Yes,
Hey, the
indeed.
lights
As
are on,
battling
the
back
gloves are
there
off.
between Alan Holtzman and Anthony Ludi right there, side by side. Gonna allow Alan to be able to get past.
Derek Colton back out of the racetrack. He's going to get down and out of the way. Oh, we got one in the wall just up in front of these guys. That could have been the 59 of Robert Roth. Wade Burdick and Bradley Rivers, once again, they're side by side coming up off of turn number 2. Roth's going to be a little bit slow in front of Rivers, and that's going to allow Burdick to keep his nose down there.
Yes, indeed. As 2 by 2 from the front to back of the pack. A little contact from the number. I believe that is 62 there.
Yeah, that's Christopher Roth. He's up on the top. The lap down, just trying to get out of the way. He's multiple laps down, actually. So, not trying to play any factor in anybody's race. Just trying to lock these laps and maybe hope some attrition falls his way. He can score some more points. Bradley Rivers, Adam Bowden coming up off of turn 4.
Keep in mind that 62 did get a little bit of damage into that last caution, trying to get out of the way. So he's probably hoping for another caution pretty quick to possibly get some more repairs done.
The last thing you want to do is ride around here for a... Oh, there's a moment. There's the 59 checked up in the middle of the corner. Bradley Rivers almost got into the back of him. But yeah, that's definitely the last thing you want to do is sit here and ride around for 100 more laps with a damaged car. Bradley Rivers deep on entry there. Slides up the racetrack and is going to still stay side by side with Picklesheimer coming down the back straightaway. Like you said earlier, 17, these gloves are off. The lights are out, the gloves are off.
We are seeing a little bit more of two wide racing right now with those lights on, so that's going to be pretty interesting on what it does to these tires, because this is not the longest green flag, but we're approaching the longest green flag that we have so far.
Yes, indeed, and from looking like it, we'll possibly have one more green flag pit stop if we have no more cautions here tonight, and I'm going to knock on wood on that, because I do not want the broadcasters cursed.
Well, I think we already did it once, talking about Aaron Spear. So we can just put that in the bucket and call it good. We've got Wade Burdick to the inside of Ludi. Clears him coming up off of turn number 2. That's a battle for 6th place. And it is chaos behind these guys to see that number 90 rapid-fired pizza machine. These guys, as they push harder and harder, it seems like we're seeing them more and more just get up into that wall coming up off of turn 4. It's like they follow each other right into it.
I know we got a ways to go for we see some pit stops, but keep in mind that Nashville's pit entry is not, it's not the hardest, but it's definitely not the easiest to navigate to get on without getting a possible black flag.
Yes, indeed. We saw one car come down pit road earlier during green flag run before our first caution. Possibly got a black flag. We did not know this time, but we did see that when they came down pit road, they had a little bit of troubles.
Aaron Spear, he made contact with that commitment cone. It could have been why he went a lap down, but obviously he got his lap back and had other issues, so recovery effort still continues on that number 77 machine. Figure while we have a moment here, we've got Ryan McCall on our screen. We'll go ahead and talk about an amazing pizza brand that just so happens to be on the front end of this car. Rapid Fired Pizza. First Rapid Fired Pizza opened its doors in 2015 in Dayton, Ohio. The idea was simple: make delicious, fast, and affordable pizza. Now in 25 cities across the country, customers love the fresh taste, the speed, and the ability to create their own perfect pizza with over 35 different toppings and sauces. Go to www.rapidfiredpizza for a location near you.
Just to make me hungry, huh? Is that what y'all do? Just to make me hungry?
No,
We don't even get it here. I'm in Minnesota, and I don't get rapid fired pizza. I just have to talk about it and not be able to eat this delicious pizza.
hey, that's the same for me too, alright? Unfortunately.
That many locations in that many cities, it's got to be good, right?
Oh yeah.
You have to
To
think,
be able to expand like that, I think it says a lot about the quality.
So with the more two-wide racing and the lights on, I would have to say the grip levels have gone up.
Definitely looks that way. We're seeing guys dive it into corners and really be willing to attack on entry in ways that we weren't seeing before the sun truly set.
Yes, indeed. As lights are on here on the track, I have, to be honest, was in the moment and did not notice that.
Oh, it's pure darkness now. We're all under the lights.
Crazy to think only 70 laps in, and we are pitch black out in the yonder out if you look past the track.
Guys might be good at the schedule.
I think so too. I have noticed that when they schedule these, they do it absolutely perfect. About halfway, completely dark for the race that each has in the wall. Ooh, the nice gets.
Yeah, D-Nice now to the inside of Kane Lee, trying to recover from that heavy contact we saw him have, getting turned around to bring out the first caution on lap 42. And speaking of caution, there's a crash. Dylan Picklesheimer hard into the inside wall. I believe Roth was involved. Yeah, there's Robert Roth in the 59 as well. Caution comes out for the third time. Doesn't look like there's a lot of damage on that 59 machine, but heavy damage to the front end of Picklesheimer.
So yeah, when you speak of Roth, just keep in mind that we have brothers racing in the league too. So
Yes, we do. That is very true.
Picklesheimer got into the back of Robert Roth there. And seemed like everybody was checking up in front of him.
we were 3 wide. And with these
Yep.
cars, the middle in a 3 wide situation, it's almost like a sucker hole. It almost slows you down and bogs you down. So I wonder if that's what happened with Robert there.
That
Take
is
another
a chance.
take another look here after pit stops. We're going to see Tyler Burden, Tay McDonald make it into their boxes.
So Tyler and Tay have pretty much walked away with this race. It's going to be interesting to see if anyone steps up like a Michael Carter to battle these guys on a restart. Maybe take 2 tires here to get out front with that clean air. Clean air is king with these cars.
Looks like most everybody took 4 tires that time around. Tyler Burden wins the race off pit road. Michael Carter in third. Tay McDonald got second once again. But Michael Carter able to hold on to his spot. Alan Holtzman up in fourth.
And if you'll notice that Alan Holtzman is running a special George Jones possum paint scheme.
As we take a look at this wreck once again, it looks like there was a little bit of contact between Ludi and Roth on entry, and Roth was just kind of sideways, drifting through a lot of that corner. Dylan's trying to get under him, but just doesn't have the space, ends up making contact, and round goes to 59, and unfortunately, Picklesheimer is going to be sent down into the inside wall.
And that's a hard hit for Picklesheimer, tearing off that front bumper on that Chevy machine, that Napa Auto Parts. Possibly going to end his night here tonight. Still working on lap. Looks to be
74 at the moment.
Yes, indeed.
Tyler Burden
And
holds
like you
on to the
said-
race lead. Dave McDonald, Michael Carter, Alan Holtzman, and Stan Carnathan in the top 5. Still one more pit stop coming for these guys. I believe
And we
sets of
started off
tires.
with 5 sets of tires.
Yes, we did.
How is that? 5 in the pits, or is that 4 in the pits plus what you got?
I believe that's 1 on and 4 in the pits. So things might be getting interesting here.
Yeah, almost everybody taking their second set of tires right here at the halfway point. When we take the green flag, we'll have 75 done, 75 to go. Appreciate everybody tuning in here on Sim Racing Media to watch the ECR NextGen Cup Series. Music City 200 taking on Nashville Superspeedway, the high concrete banks here in Lebanon, Tennessee. Not too far out of Nashville. The sun has gone down, the stars have come out. We've got half number 2. It's not very often in a race we get a little halftime break, but that's how we're setting up here. Well, these guys, if it does go green from here on out, they're going to have to push these tires to the limit on both roads. So there's a lot of guys hoping for a caution flag at some point. That 17 south set, that's going to make things even more interesting in this tire situation. Pace car's made that hard left turn. Field in the hands of Tyler Burden. He's going to get the green flag. He gets away strong, but looks like Tate McDonald was able to do a little bit better than he has these last couple times. Oh, trouble in the back. Doug D. Nice hard into the wall. Caution out once again. That thing is crab walking.
Now, what's going to be interesting with Doug's caution is there is penalties that can be handed down with too many cautions. So it'd be interesting to see what happens after the race if Doug gets any sort of penalty for the number of cautions he's been involved in.
Check up there, some contact from the 30 of Turner got him sideways, and overcorrects hard into the outside wall.
And Turner is on probation, so that would also be interesting on that end as well.
Dave Lee got a piece of it as well.
So that's what happens with these cautions that breed cautions. You kind of want to go to the back to avoid the hornet's nest, and sometimes when you go to the back, you kind of put yourself in the hornet's nest to get a little bit of damage, maybe like Kane Lee just did.
Yeah, it's tough, you know. You almost, like you said, you want to take that strategy, just letting things happen in front of you and instead of around you. But that is one of the risks that you face, is getting caught up in somebody else's mess.
So we only ran like one lap there. I'm sure some of the guys in the back are going to come in to simply top off and kind of offset the fuel strategy. And again, guys are hoping for a green flag, but the way it's looking right now, Emily, I don't think we're going to get a green flag. I think we're going to be getting these cautions throughout the night. That's kind of what's setting in.
Yes, indeed, as we are working on 78 out of 150. Can't believe we're already this far into the race. We've had a couple different cautions, more than we've had in the past races, but it's Nashville. You can get loose, especially after that first caution that you get. Some of these drivers are on cold tires, and it allows these tires and cars to spin out a lot easier on restarts.
It's
Well,
true,
that's what
cold
happens with
tires.
these, with this super speedway. The reason why they tag it the super speedway is when the lights go down, the grip level goes up. So I don't know if guys, they're kind of relying on that grip and putting the cars in positions that maybe it shouldn't be because it feels so good.
As this race progresses, we're gonna keep seeing those guys push that limit. What feels good and what feels like a wall.
We've already seen one 3 wide and it did not work out. So I think we're going to see it again.
Yes, indeed, as pace car lights are still on the pace car, I believe they will go off coming by this time by. They'll rack up and stack them and get ready to try it again here at Nashville Superspeedway.
While we have a moment, we can go ahead and talk about another one of our partners here, Bet2Track. At Bet2Track, we take pride in being different. What sets us apart is not only our commitment to empowering veterans with the unique approach we embrace to make a meaningful impact. Bet2Track operates with no paid staff. Every effort is a labor of love driven by the genuine desire to make a difference in the lives of veterans. Bet2Track operates on a mission, not a profit motive. Every dollar earned or donated goes back into creating more opportunities for veterans. Our focus is on impact and empowerment, not on financial gain. Bet2Track creates opportunities for hands-on experiences, bringing veterans into the heart of the action through initiatives like our Pit Crew Experience and Motorcycle Track Days, crafting unique and empowering experiences. From the exhilaration of high-speed racing to the camaraderie built into the pit crew, we provide veterans with experiences that go beyond the ordinary. Our programs are designed to accommodate various skill levels, making Bet2Track accessible to everyone. Join us on this incredible journey where every ride is a step towards positive change. Now we are doubled up. The lights are off on the iRacing sedan pace car.
Here we
Tyler
go.
Burden leads over Tay McDonald, Alan Holtzman, Michael Carter, Stan Carnathan in the top 5, then Dwayne Furtick, Ryan McCall, Adam Boughton, Bradley Rivers, and Aaron Miller. Well, Emily, the pace car's getting ready to turn left once again. We've got 70 laps to go when we get going. Green flag, we're down and away once again.
A huge run by Tyler Burden again. he has those restarts set in pace and able to do it just like he's sleeping and not even awake. It's like he's done those restarts multiple times, starting to pull away from the field a little bit, but hey, McDonald is trying to catch up and not allow him to pull away from the field.
Yeah, Tyler's been doing a really good job of getting away on these restarts, making Tay chase him back down. Kind of putting Tay more on the offense than he might want to be. Tay's chased him back down. He's within a car length, and he's got a run coming up off of turn number 4. He's got a big run. Burden goes all the way down to the apron to defend that run. Fastest lap of the race goes to Tay McDonald, a full 10th quicker than what his fastest lap was in the previous restart. A little bit of sideways moment there for the 12 or 24 of Holtzman. Stan Carnathan got into the back of him and got into the wall there. Wade Burdick right behind these guys, trying to figure out which way to go in case one of them has a problem.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, McDonald to the outside for the race lead. Hey, really showing he's willing to push that car hard. He's going high, wide, and handsome on the entry. He's going to be able to get clear for the race lead. Burden can't quite hold on down on the bottom.
Carter is loving what he is seeing out front as far as these two leaders racing side by side right now.
Well, interesting to note as we've got a move by Stan Carnathan to the inside of Holtzman. Interesting to note. A little bit of contact. Wade Burdick now gets below Holtzman. McCall's going to follow him through. Tyler Burdick chased down and passed Tay McDonald at the very end of that first long run that we had. Could that be the situation we're seeing again where Tyler's going to be able to be stronger late in the run? Is Tay pushing too hard right now? Oh, there goes Holtzman, big time sideways. He's going to keep it straight, comes back onto the racetrack. Oh no, he's on the axis. He's coming back up the racetrack. Caution comes out. He's going to take the tow immediately, but the caution is out. Holtzman gonna get sideways coming up off of 2. Contact with Rivers sets him down the racetrack. Tries to stay in it and get back up. Jumps. Upsets that race car again.
I was just going to say, sure luck that no one else had contact with him when he came back up on the racetrack. But when you go into the grass, there's not much controlling it.
Good heads-up driving there by everybody to be able to avoid that. Some drivers coming in to top off. Adam Bowden. Dylan Picklesheimer, he had some damage earlier. Pete Walsh, Kane Lee, Anthony Ludi. All drivers on the lead lap in the pits right now.
It starts to set a mindset of what you can expect, but I could almost suspect that we're going to get some sort of long run racing. But again, with the grit level going up, these guys are getting hungry, and they could be anticipating the quick cautions and just putting the cars just in a position they don't need to be in.
Yeah, I mean, knowing cautions breed cautions. Might get a little bit more aggressive, hoping you can get a couple of spots. Just hoping you're not the cause of the next caution. If you think one's going to come out, be aggressive on this restart, gain 2 spots. Try it again the next time. Just got to make sure you don't cause it.
And Emily, some of the cautions that we've had is because the cars are getting upset just ever so slightly, and they're losing grip in these turns and causing a little bit of a jitter effect, causing them to check up. And the closing rate at this track is just so tight.
Get closer and closer to the end of this thing, working lap 89 out of 150. I think things are just starting to heat up here.
If hypothetically, if we were to go green right now, I'm sure there's some guys in the back, especially the guys that just pitted and maybe topped off, are thinking, I can make it. I can stretch it and I can make it right now. So it would be interesting if we did go green, how that would play out.
That would be a really, really tough ask, though. I think on the 70% fuel cell that these guys are getting, that'd be a really tough ask. I wouldn't be shocked if somebody's willing to try it, but
I'm sure someone wants to try it. You may run out with 5 laps to go, but I'm sure there's someone that wants to go green as of right now. Someone like Kent Mueller, guys that are known to save a little bit more fuel, with maybe clutching, or if they were gearing down, maybe not gear down now and just keep it in fifth.
yeah, that is an option for these guys who are gearing down in the corners. Around those lower RPMs, you use a little bit less fuel. Doubled up once again. Tay McDonald choosing the outside over Tyler Burden on the inside. And a common theme on restarts. Doubled up once again. Gonna be 60 laps to go when we take the green flag. Tay McDonald over Tyler Burden. Michael Carter, Stan Carnathan, Wade Burdick, Ryan McCall. Ron Osborne, Aaron Miller. Robert Roth and Waylon Turner both making their way back up into the top 10. Green flag back in the air. Waylon Turner jumps up to the top side. He's 3 wide already. Over the top of Miller, he got loose coming up off of the corner, but he's going to be able to hold that momentum. Driving it in deep on the top side. Battle for third place here as Carnathan and Carter go side by side. Carter gets clear of Carnathan for third place. Slides up the racetrack, though, and that's going to allow Carnathan to get back to his inside, potentially no. Burdick had Ryan McCall looking, and here comes Carnathan trying the inside once again.
The grip levels are just exactly where they want them to, for us to get some real good racing right now.
Dave McDonald with the fastest lap of the race at 29:30. These guys have picked up almost 2/10 based on where they were at the beginning of this race. Under the sunset conditions, Stan Carnathan still working the inside of Michael Carter. Battle for third place heating up once again as now more cars are starting to close in on the back bumper. Dwayne Furtick, John Osborne, Ryan McCall getting closer and closer to this battle for third. Still side by side, still double wide. Michael Carter up on the top side. Looks like he's got the momentum this time. He's going to get clear, and here comes Verdict to the top side of Carnathan. He's going to try to keep his nose up there down the front. Dives it in deep up on the top side. Guys not giving an inch. Carnathan big time sideways coming up off the corner. They're going to be 3 wide down the front straightaway.
3 wide down the front straightaway. Almost beating and banging. Kind of gets into McCall right there.
Carnathan big time loose. He's struggling coming up off of this corner. He's going to fall in behind Waylon Turner. He falls back to 8th place. Michael Carter up to 3rd. Got Dwayne Furtick right behind him. John Osborne with Ryan McCall all over his rear bumper. Waylon Turner, Stan Carnathan now trying to get to his inside. Not enough space that time. Robert Roth, who we saw get turned around, he's made a nice recovery into the top 10. And Aaron Miller, rocking the 10 car in position number 10. A little bit further back. Just behind, rather. Bradley Rivers looks up to the top side, trying to make a pass. A little bit loose moment there for Roth. Robert Roth coming up off of turn number 4. Aaron Miller trying to get the side draft to stay up to his outside. He's going to just about get to his outside, but not quite enough space there. Down the front straightaway. That was close stuff.
Got Rivers right there making a pass, does not able to clear. Miller's up there. Still side by side semi, but going into turns 1 and 2, it'll allow them Rivers to clear Miller back there, as for Nathan, the 82 is looking to make a move on Waylon Turner right there, side by side for P9 and nope, P7, P8. That is my fault.
But there's so much racing going on all over this racetrack. It's tough to know what spots are for what, especially when you've got 4 cars under a blanket like this. Stan Carnathan, he's sitting in 7th place. Meanwhile, Robert Roth, he just got big time loose coming up off of the corner. I was going to say he's at the tail end of this battle. He's at 10th. Now he's falling back to 12th place after that slide.
You could really see how the air is manipulated when these guys are running side by side, and the car behind them can really suck up and use that momentum.
Not to mention, it's interesting how you can get just a little bit of your nose up to the outside of somebody coming up off of the corner. And that just, I mean, that gets you dead even on corner entry. Michael Carter still holding on to 3rd. He's got Dwayne Furtick all over his rear bumper. Meanwhile, these guys are 3 seconds behind Tay McDonald and Tyler Burdick.
And Michael Carter and Dwayne Furtick, they're going to be teammates for Revolution Motorsports, and it's going to be interesting if they just team up and put some laps down and see if they can't run these leaders down.
Fantastic racing going on everywhere right now as Rivers goes down to the bottom side of Turner. Going to try to take away the 7th position getting into turns 1 and 2. Turner gets stuck behind McCall. Rivers almost trying to use him as a pick, but that outside lane is going to be where the momentum is. John Osborne down on the bottom. He's losing some momentum. A little bit of contact out of McCall into Furtick. Jumbles things up as Michael Carter goes wide, going to allow John Osborne down to the inside. The top 2 are loving this. It's 4 seconds of a gap that they have as they race side by side for 3rd place. John Osborne is able to get that position for now. Carter's going to fall in line behind him. time moments coming up off turn number 4 there. They were 3 wide for a moment. Super tight coming up off of turn number 2. McCall and Carter almost hit. And look at how packed up these cars are. Normally at a short track, when you see a line of cars behind somebody like that, or a road course even, you think whoever's leading that line is slow. Don't really think that's the case here at Nashville. I think these guys are just trying to figure out the pecking order with 45 laps to go.
45 laps to go indeed. Coming down to possibly a fuel window. Are we... Let me be honest, are we still looking for a possible green flag run still?
Well, I mean, the last restart, I believe, was on lap 90. Yeah, it was on lap 91 with 60 to go. So some guys came in and topped off. It is entirely possible that they might try something. That would be a huge, huge ask. I'm anticipating most everybody's going to have to make at least one more stop. And well, Emily, you are correct. The window is open. You can make it to the end from here. Do you want to take that risk? Do you want to pit this early and risk being slow on the backside of it? These are questions I asked myself, which is probably why I don't drive. Because these guys answer this question in the snap of a finger.
Well, there's so many theories going on right now. There's so many unknowns, and we're potentially running something that we haven't ran all night, which is possibly a green flag. So you've got multiple guys asking multiple questions, just like you asked. The leaders are in a different boat than some of you other guys, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays off, because if they do green flag, you're going to start breaking the pack apart, and the potential of a caution is going to be lowered.
Side by side for the lead. Here comes Tay McDonald Tyler Burton to the inside of Tay McDonald. McDonald's going to try to pinch him down, not let him use up all the racetrack that he wants to. Works in McDonald's favor for now, but Burton is not going away. He's right up on the rear bumper. He's going to try to look again, but does not quite have the space. And as these guys start to battle,
of the field.
That's going to let John Osborne close in. Might have been Michael Carter tagging the wall coming up off of turn number 4. Ryan McCall just behind. He's got Bradley Rivers, a couple of patriotic cars here. Getting down into turn 3. Rivers looks to be a little bit quicker than McCall right now, or at least he thinks he is. Trying to make that move happen for 4th place. Oh, hard into the wall goes. I believe that was Carter again. Or no, Kent Mueller. Smacked the wall hard coming up off of turn number 4. He's going to lose a ton of time. Goes from inside the top 10 to racing for 15th right now. He's got Kane Lee to his inside. Tyler Burton able to take away the race lead. Tay McDonald can try to follow suit. Stay as close as he can and time his pit stop. Look at Rivers sending it in there, trying to get away from Bowden. Now Rivers moves down to the bottom side. He's able to get the air down onto the nose by getting down there, but he's not able to open up the wheel, utilize all the momentum that he wants to. Adam Bowden looks hungry right now, or maybe thirsty with that Arizona Arnold Palmer iced tea beverage.
And battling train of Rivers, and looks to be Adam?
Yeah, Adam Bowden sitting here just behind these two, trying to figure out which one's going to move first. Who do I follow before I pass the other one? Big time loose moment there out of Bradley Rivers. He makes it look like nothing. Continues on without a Really hardly any loss of momentum. Over to the inside of Rivers now. Hey, McDonald comes into the pits. He's going to be the first. 35 laps to go for Tay McDonald, and he's going to be the first to come into the pits. Tyler Burton stays out an extra lap. Aaron Miller and Kane Lee, they are coming in as well. Green flag pit stops happening here at Nashville Superspeedway with 35 laps to go. If we were Fox, we would go to commercial, but we're not. We're going to see what happens.
So what these guys are looking to do right now, they're going to cut this stretch in half and hope that a caution does not come out.
Look at Adam Bowden going 2 for 1 in turns 3 and 4. Rivers tries to go to the middle, but Bowden gets clear of McCall and Rivers. He's now up into 3rd place. That was a huge pass to get done before the pit stop. Rivers tries to close in. Doesn't really have enough right now. Bowden's going to drive away. Dwayne Furtick into the
Where
pits.
did he come from?
Where did he come from is right. I mean, he's been kind of silently stalking within the top 10. But this top 5 push late in the run, that's got to feel good for the driver behind the 94. Behind the wheel of the 94.
He's going to be looking for a good points night.
Yes, indeed. Single file line out from first to basically onto the mid pack right now. Rivers kind of getting close to Adam, but we have Ludi and Roth right there, kind of getting on the bumper, trying to make something happen.
Ludi's trying to work the outside of Roth. Doesn't really look like Roth is going to fight super hard. Might be coming into the pits this time. As a matter of fact, he is. He's going to make a conservative entry to make sure he gets down in the right spot. Tyler Burton still staying out, though, as we approach 30 laps to go.
Now, with Tay pitting and now the 59 of Robert Roth pitting, it'd be interesting to see if the 30 pits, and that's going to be team orders, to see if they can capitalize on this short pitting.
It'll be interesting to find out. However, looking at numbers, Tay McDonald is 40 seconds behind Tyler Burton. It's about a lap and a third. Tay spent 45.75 seconds on pit lane. And that's not accounting for the time he lost slowing down for the pits and speeding up after. So I would have to say, as of right now, Tay McDonald would have at least a 5-second gap on Tyler Burton, if not closer to 8. Tyler's going to have significantly fresher tires by staying out longer. He's going to have fresher tires on the end of this run, but is he going to have enough time to overcome that deficit? Is he going to get the caution that he potentially wants by staying out so long? We've seen Brad Keselowski, the RFK drivers in the Cup Series, try this numerous times.
So what you're telling me is Tay does not want a caution, but Tyler does want a caution.
I think Tyler could go ahead and use a caution at this point, because Tay would either have to stay out and get a wave around, or he would have to face the choice of, do I come in for my last set of tires? When Tyler would have one left sitting in the pit, having not pitted yet.
Keep in mind, Nashville's not very easy to get on, so.
Burton's in. Osborne as well. Bradley Rivers. Waylon Turner stays out. Pete Walsh as well.
And leading a lap is 2 bonus points, so. But Waylon is on probation, so he does not get those bonus points, but leading a lap is sort of momentum as well.
The Burden getting out of the pits right now. Hey, McDonald crossing the start-finish line. Might not have been correct on the 5-second gap here, but wow, these guys are close. Here comes McDonald to the outside. Gonna take what's effectively the race lead back as Waylon Turner, your race leader, comes into pit. Tay McDonald and Tyler Burden unlap themselves. This is going to be interesting because Tyler Burden has significantly fresher tires, 9-lap fresher tires than Tay McDonald does. 25 laps to go at this stage in the game. Gatterboat might have got up into the wall there coming up off of turn number 2. Hey, McDonald holds on to the race lead. Well, not quite. Effectively the race lead. Pete Walsh is leading the race. Dylan Picklesheimer and Michael York still out on the racetrack in front of Tay McDonald. Banking on a caution. Tay and Tyler have been battling all race long, trying to figure out who's going to lead this thing, who's going to win this thing. In the class of the field, this might be Tay's toughest challenge of the day yet, as here comes Tyler Burden to the inside. He's going to dive it in into turns 3 and 4. How much fight does that 29 car have? They get door to door. Momentum swinging in Tay's way right now, but those fresh tires are just going to allow Tyler to get down to the inside. He gets clear for the race lead. With 20 laps to go. Next time the leader crosses the stripe, Dylan Picklesheimer holds on to the race lead. He's got heavy damage on the front end of that thing. Side by
With the
side.
damage, even if he stays out, I think he's definitely gonna lose the lead even if he tries to save fuel.
Yes, indeed. As 20 laps to go, Rivers looking on the inside or outside of the 90 right there of McCall. Is trying to make something happen. Be on the outside of Carter right now. Gonna be diving down inside.
Yeah, Carter's kind of getting stuck up on the top. Didn't work out for him that last time around. He's able to defend a bit for Bradley Rivers on the inside. Rivers keeps his nose down right next to the quarter panel of the 8 car down the front straightaway. He's able to pull him back throughout the corner. Still side by side coming up off. Here comes McCall to the inside of Aaron Miller. This is for 9th place.
Yes, indeed. As 19 laps to go to the distance here, McCall gets past Miller right there. Able to pass him as Rivers is battling currently Michael Carter back there trying to make something happen.
Carter's still trying to fight up on the outside, but it seems like that is a losing battle up there as Rivers gets a little bit loose.
Yeah, Rivers getting loose coming up in turn 4. McCall up front gets past. Scott Carter still trying to make something happen. Rivers gonna start going on the outside of Miller now trying to make something happen side by side across the front stretch.
Like Rivers is going to be able to get through for that top 10 spot, get around Aaron Miller with 17 laps to go. passes are going to be tougher and tougher to come by, so you got to kind of take them where you can get them. Dylan Picklesheimer holds on to the race lead right now. Not for very long. He's still going to have at least... he's going to have to make a pit stop here. He's got 3 seconds over Michael York. 5 seconds over Tyler Burden, who's got the freshest tires in the field right now. Michael York comes into the pits. He couldn't stay out any longer, leaving Dylan Picklesheimer as the only driver yet to make a pit stop.
Will he keep going, or will he come down pit road? He pitted, looks like lap 87, so he is coming up on his pit window to come down pit road very, very soon.
I'm sure he's hoping for a caution. When he finally does pit, he's possibly going to go 2 laps down because the leader is right up on his bumper. So he is praying for a caution as right now.
Yeah, with that damage, not sure he'd be able to utilize those fresh tires as well as he would have liked to. So gets up into the wall a little bit, coming up off of the corner. He's got 2 seconds of a lead that is falling very quickly. About 1.5 seconds a lap. One thing that we didn't bring up here at all, I didn't think to look at it. Tyler Burden took 2 tires. He's going to inherit the race lead. He spent 9.6 seconds in his pit stall versus 15.1 for Tay McDonald. That's where those 5 seconds that I thought he was going to have went.
If we got somebody spinning. Is that Pickle Smire?
Picklesheimer came down into the pits. Not seeing any on-track incidents at the moment. Looks like Dylan's just going to take 2 tires and try to limit the damage.
And to go back to what you were saying, Tay is running 5th gear and not gearing down, so it's possible that he's also saving, and maybe he's roping Tyler back into the race that he wants to fill.
Definitely a possibility, but with 11 laps to go at this point, I feel like you got to start pulling him back. That gap is sitting about 2 seconds, 2.1 seconds at this point. It's going to be a tough ask to try to chase him back down.
As 10 laps to the distance, everybody's spread down and spread out. We have 16 cars on the lead laps and battling between the 12 of Anthony Ludi right there. Ooh.
To the wall goes Robert Roth. Lose a little bit of time. Pete Walsh going to be able to get around him. Ten laps to go for Tyler Burden. Ryan McCall getting around Kane Lee to pass for 6th place.
And guys, I'm looking through the field, and I just noticed that the 40 car of Doug D. Nice is out of the race. I wonder if he was told to park it.
You could definitely be our field reporter and find out if you want. Get back to us with the news. Dylan Picklesheimer to the inside of Bradley Rivers right now. These guys are not racing for position, but they are not letting each other go. A little bit loose. Picklesheimer, they hit down the front straightaway. They hit again going into turns 1 and 2. They continue to hit. Bradley Rivers up the racetrack. Dylan Picklesheimer is able to get by. I don't know if Bradley's going to be happy about that. And I tell you, Tyler Burton's not going to be happy to hear about that, as here comes the 15 back to the inside. Dylan gave him the space. That was a bit aggressive, I think. You know, 15's really trying to get down in there. Actually didn't like being raced that way by a lapped car. Definitely got the straightaway speed with those tires on the 9er. Keeping him honest throughout the corners. Here comes Rivers looking to the inside. Again, this is not for position. Position just in front of these guys. Rather, Bradley Rivers has a position just in front of Picklesheimer.
Hey guys, I went down pit road and talked to the crew chief of the 40 car, and he was not told to park it. He parked it on his own.
Interesting.
More and more contact between the 9 and the 15. All over the back bumper of the 9. Rivers down to the inside. He's going to slide up the racetrack. He's going to hit him. Turns him sideways.
Still green with 4 laps to go. And this is a lap car versus a lead lap car too, folks.
Rivers had a message he wanted to send, and he sent it. Just a couple of laps to go. These guys aren't racing for a position, but they're racing each other on track, and the aggression levels definitely rising. 3 laps to go for Tyler Burton. His lead is up to 4.4 seconds. John Osborne was able to get around Tay McDonald and take away second place while we were watching that battle. John came in on the same lap as Tyler Burton, lap 123. So he too was on the freshest tires in the field. But with only a lap and a half to go, there's a caution on the racetrack.
And that changes everything.
Dylan Picklesheimer and Bradley Rivers have done it. They were beating and banging for the last 7 or so laps, and just as we were getting ready to start the winner's call coming to the white, well, that just goes to show why you can't get ahead or too ahead of yourself in stock car racing. The caution is out with 2 laps to go. Everybody's going to have the chance to come in for fresh tires. Let's see what happened between these two.
And cool heads did not prevail. Guys, after the race, I would like to talk to Dylan Picklesheimer, Dill Pickle, to get his perspective of what happened, because I know he's hot.
You will have to think about that. Depends on how hot he is. Will depend on if we bring him up in the booth.
I suppose if he can keep it PG-13.
Yes.
That is correct.
Everybody's pitting.
So this is about to be an interesting 3-lap shootout. Well, 2-lap shootout, but you know what I mean.
Tyler Burton's going to
Well,
have
Tyler took 2 tires. And I'm sure other people saw him take 2 tires. I'm interested to see if anyone else takes 2 tires on this pit stop.
I was about to ask, does Tyler do it again? And the answer is yes, he does. John Osborne gets out in second. Tay McDonald, Adam Bowden, Dwayne Furtick, Michael Carter, Kane Lee, Welsh, Carnathan, Carter, Turner.
And the 06 and the 81 are teammates, and they're going to be front row.
Take another look to see what happened to bring out this caution. Dillon gets up into the wall, and Rivers, they just kind of had a coming together moment there. Sure, there was no love lost between them, but it didn't really look like anything intentional. But you do have to throw in the context of how hard they were racing each other.
Racing for the same real estate. Does that come into play, or old tires? I'm sure there's guys that wanted the caution and didn't want the caution.
Yeah. At this point, it doesn't really matter who wanted what. We've got a restart on our hands. John Osborne's going to be up in second place. We know how quick the 06 is able to get away on these initial jumps. The 81 hasn't been up here quite as much, at least on this front row.
I'm sure Tyler was the only one that didn't want a caution. Everybody else wanted the caution.
Oh, absolutely. I would have to agree.
He could see the flag. He could see it. And the flag man put it back down and put out the yellow flag.
Yeah, just a lap and a half to go. Half a lap until he got the white flag. Of course, the white flag, which will come into effect still. Take the white flag. Cautions still matter. Cautions don't happen. If there's a crash before the white flag comes out, we will throw a caution. We will restack it.
3 attempts for green, white, checkered. People in the booth, I'm pretty sure we're going to get another caution. Cautions breed cautions, and if you ask Larry Mack, we're going to get another caution.
Hey, now, we're not hoping for another caution, all right? We don't need that around here.
We're not hoping, but it is entertainment.
Yes, it is entertainment. Yes, indeed.
We've already got people mad at other people, so...
Now, the real question is the crash that caused this caution between Rivers and Picklesmeyer. Will one of them be parked after this race for a conflict that both of them had? We'll probably find that out next week.
Or there will be some sort of
penalty.
That. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to have 2 laps to decide it. Tyler Burden up on the outside. John Osborne on the inside. We know how good Tyler's been on these restarts. That draft, especially with these fresh tires on, everybody can pull him right back in. Do we see another caution?
Oh, don't forget about the 94.
Yeah, Adam Bowden up there on the top side in 4th place. Into the Geico restart zone. Tyler waits. Now he goes. Green flag back in the air. Got a good jump from second row, but Adam Bowden stays strong up on the top side next to John Osborne. Big gaggle of cars coming up off of turn 2. Osborne trying to get clear for second place. Gets clear. Osborne looks back to the inside. He dives it in deep. Coming through turns 3 and 4. The white flag is in the air. Tyler Burden takes the white flag with about 5 car lengths between him and second place. John Osborne and Adam Bowden make contact for second place. A little bit more contact with Dwayne Furtick and Ryan McCall. McCall in 5th place. Here comes Carnathan through the middle. Turns Furtick into the outside wall. Into McCall. Calamity may ensue getting into turn number 3. The battle is for second. Osborne's going to get it, but Tyler Burden finishes out a dominating performance here in Nashville. Takes home the checkered flag in the Music City 200. They crash big time across the start-finish line. Looney, Mueller, Turner. Roth hits the inside wall. He's going to cross in 12th. Calamity on the last lap, but Tyler Burden gets it done. He takes 2 tires twice at the end. It turns out to be the winning call.
Wow. That's all I got to say. Wow. What a finish.
I tell you what, man, it looks this good every single week from the booth. You guys, week in and week out, you guys put on an amazing performance, and Tyler Burton definitely earned every bit of that win here today. Gonna see if we can get a couple of words with him.
Thank you, John, for all that you did back there. I know it wasn't easy back there.
Hey, Tyler, you up in the booth there, buddy?
I didn't know that I was pulled up into the booth that fast.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, we kind of worked quick here. Wanted to get you while you burned it down on the front straightaway. But congratulations, first off, on a dominating performance. We saw you take the lead right before that first caution came out, and well, you just kind of seemed to have the dominant car after that. What do you have under the hood of that thing?
Birthday boy. Birthday boy streamers. Tomorrow I turn 30. So this is an awesome birthday gift. I'll take 2 wins in a row. That's awesome. It was a lot of fun racing Tay. He didn't make it easy, and I didn't expect him to. But yeah, like somebody hooked up the helium to the throttle body and just started spraying it.
Oh, that
Now,
call
Tyler,
of a,
on that,
all right, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, this is you. We do this
Tyler,
all
on
the
that,
time.
on that last pit stop, you took 2 tires again. Did you take 2 tires both times?
Yes, I did.
And how did you feel in that
went-
last restart with 2 tires?
It really didn't feel any different than when I took the 2 tires the first time. It was maybe a slight bit looser, but I think we've talked enough that everybody kind of knows I like a looser car anyway, so it just kind of played into my wheelhouse like I wanted.
Well,
But you
congratulations
drove
on your win, Tyler.
Thank you.
Yeah, you drove a phenomenal race, taking 2 tires twice at the end. Ended up being the winning call. Is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to for such a strong run here today?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I want
Oh yeah, and happy birthday, dude. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, thanks. I want to thank all the Eon guys because they've stuck by me. I'm really glad to be getting them these consistent finishes again, like we were doing last year. My mom and dad, and I keep saying it every time, especially my dad. My dad teaching me everything I know about race cars. And my mom and dad for sending me to University of Northwestern Ohio to learn even more about automotive high performance. I want to give a special shout out to my niece. I didn't get much practice today in the practice session attached to this race because I had to get up at super early and drive down to my mom and dad's house to watch my niece's what is it called? I'm blanking. Dance recital.
Graduation?
That's what.
Oh.
Dance recital. And I drove back up here, and I was doing practice laps, and I literally was about ready to pass out at the end of the straightaways. I took a quick 45-minute nap and came back and see where we are now. So.
Well, you didn't black out, but you checked out on the field. How about that?
I'll see what happens when you're freshly rested.
Awesome stuff, man. Congratulations on yet another win. Sure, we'll be talking to you again soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Emily, I believe you've got second place John Osborne with you.
John Osborne, this is Emily, Liam, and 17 South in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I am here.
It is nice seeing you back up in the booth again here at Nashville Superspeedway. Amazing run from you tonight. Up 21 positions here tonight from the back of the field to the front of the field. Our hard charger tonight. What did it feel like going from the back to the front of the field?
Frustrating. That was not intentional. I actually attempted a qualifying lap. I just got tight coming out of 4, barely bounced it off the wall, and when I came across the line, I bounced the wall again, and so that nullified both my warm up lap and my hot lap. So I was pretty frustrated about that. I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna try the long run strategy here. In the beginning, I was not downshifting. I was like, well, if I can stay around 30 flats, maybe 30.1s, I know they're going to pull away from me. And so my plan was to not shift at all until after lap 15. And so I stuck true with that, even though they started pulling away. And then once I started downshifting, it took about 4 or 5 more laps for the car to come in, and then learning when I needed to downshift, getting into 1 and 3. But after that, man, that thing took off. And I know toward the end of the run, I was probably 3 tenths quicker than Tyler in the lead. But then we got that caution. I did not want to see that caution at all. And so I just had to try to, figure out what other guys are doing with pits, and the fall off was minimal here, especially in the first 25 laps of the run. So I was like, well, I'm just going to keep track position, keep moving forward, because it didn't seem like there was as much too wide at the front, and it just paid off, and it worked out. And hated that caution came out there at the end, but I was like, well, it might give me a shot. But Tyler restarted in first, and I was a little weary of the left sides being as worn as they were, so I started in second, and that was the difference there. I think I had a touch more speed than him. I mean, we were kind of trading laps there toward the end, but congratulations to him. He did a great job. But I mean, I'm very happy. The car felt great. I could stick the bottom, and I didn't feel like I was getting too tight as the run went on, so it was good.
Now, John, I know you're sad about finishing second. Poor you. You have been amazing the last couple races. Do you mind if I bottle a little bit of that energy up and sell it?
Gary, you can have as much as you want, man. I think I got plenty to go around, and man, I just feel blessed. It took
You are.
it took a while, but I really figured out how this car drives, and it's unlike anything else that's in NASCAR with the independent rear suspension. This car does not like to brake under wheel. So when you've got wheel in it, it does not like to brake. So it wants to brake in a straight line.
I'm writing that down. Go ahead and say that again.
No, you can write it. You can write it down. Figuring it out is the next step. So, I mean, even with that, it takes a while to figure that out, so you don't burn the right front off. For whatever reason, a lot of these sets that we've been running this year have been a lot tighter than what I'm used to. And so, you have to be very careful, because with a tight race car, you'll burn the right front off quicker than anything. Loose race car, you're gonna burn the right rear. But
You
yeah,
definitely figured it out.
I'm having a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun. Definitely didn't want to come from the back. Track position here was very important. It was a heart rate was up quite a few times for sure.
Yes, indeed. And before we let you finish off and thank your sponsors, I do have one quick question. Going into next week at Iowa Speedway, first time that Cup Series will be going to Iowa Speedway in at least 4+ years. I think the last time they went there was back in 2018, if I'm correct. So, over about 6 years since they've been to Iowa. Have you put any practice laps down or anything getting ready going into Iowa next week?
I do my best, and here's another note for you, 17. I do my best to try to run every single practice that I can. I really feel that has made a lot of difference. Now, I know in our practice sessions, we're usually using static weather, so it just stays the same the whole time. So there's no varying conditions. We don't have track temp coming down or going up, depending on what time of day we're racing. Iowa last year and other leagues that I ran I'm insanely loose, and there's a bump in 1 and 2 that you've got to be extremely careful about. If you run up too high, there's a sweet spot right in the middle that if you hit it right, then you're good. But managing your tires there, and I don't know what the set is going to feel like yet. So I don't know if we're running in the day or if we're running at night. If we're running at night, it'll be a little bit better. But I do like Iowa. Very technical tracks set up well for me. And Iowa is definitely a technical track, whether you're running a little bit higher in 3 and 4 or trying to run the bottom. But I definitely like Iowa, and I'm looking forward to going there.
Yes, indeed. I know Liam will be going there in person next week. I'm going to be honest, I'm about 2 hours away myself from Iowa Speedway. Unfortunately, I didn't snag any tickets, so I'll have to have Liam save me a virtual seat there.
I'm sure you could get a ticket at the gate if you went.
For for
Sold out
price,
pre-sale.
yeah. But I am gonna let you start thanking your sponsors, the people that allowed you to be here.
Yeah, for sure. Want to thank our team, Eon's Motorsports. I know quite a few of us tonight. With Tyler with the win, congratulations. And I know that caution there at the end didn't help us out a whole bunch, but I know Brad was pretty hot there, battling with I don't know who it was. Was it Dylan? That was a laps down, which brought that out. But overall, I want to thank the team. I appreciate them. They've been great to me, and Stan and York. Appreciate them letting me come in. I want to thank you guys up in the booth. Liam, I haven't been seeing you a little bit, so I'm glad you're back. And Emily, yourself as well. I think I had a buddy watching tonight who's another fellow broadcaster, Atlanta Racing. He put out a tweet today and said that he's thinking about getting back into it. So, Cam, if you're watching, man, I was one spot short for you, but thank you for that post, and we hope to see you broadcasting again soon. And always, I want to thank my mom and dad. And I want to give a special shout out to my Uncle Chet. If he's watching, he lost his wife this past week, and my family's a lot of my family's down in Florida. So my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family and our family as a whole. Love him dearly, and just thinking about him. So
We're sorry to hear that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, my Aunt Jan was a very incredible, sweet woman. Loved her dearly, and yeah. But so I'm happy I got on the podium tonight. Was trying to get a win, but Tyler was just too good. So, but appreciate everybody and thank y'all so much.
Yes, indeed. Alrighty, that was John Osborne in the number 81. We're gonna pull Tay McDonald in here. And Liam, would you like to get Tay?
Hey, it's Liam, Emily, and 17 South joined us up at the booth tonight. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. It seemed like you had one of the fastest cars all race. You led the first 41 laps of this thing, and Tyler got back around you, and from there on out, it was just a chess match between the two of you. Do you think there was anything more you could have done to get that position at the end?
At the end, I just burnt my stuff up, plain and simple. From the green flag, I planned on just riding fifth gear and trying to make a two-stop race, and we just kept having cautions. So about halfway through it, I said, "Screw it! I'm gonna just go for it. Stop saving fuel," and I went for it, and I went too hard.
You definitely had a super fast car. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Hey, this is 17 South in the booth. Would the amount of cautions that we had tonight was a little bit more than what we're used to? Would you say that the cautions were hurting you or helping you, or how do you feel about the cautions, the number of cautions that we had?
Oh, I feel like they definitely hurt me. Like I said, I was running fifth gear just to make 50 laps each run, so that would be a two-stop race, and I was on par for that. And I know Tyler was shifting. I know a lot of the guys in the field were shifting, so I knew that they weren't going to make the 50 laps. And like you said, this league usually goes green, so I was not expecting that many cautions that early. I was expecting maybe one or two cautions at the most, and it didn't pan out the way that I was hoping for.
Well, you came home
Still
with
a great points night.
Yes, glad for that.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that. You came home with the third place. You ran up front all day. Definitely a good points day for you. But before we let you go, is there anybody else you want to give a shout out to or thank for such a strong run here today?
Yeah, my teammates at Gone Wrong Racing. Travis didn't make it tonight, but I want to thank Waylon, Chris, and Rob. I want to thank Echo Electric Supply for letting me run the colors on the car, and just thank Adam for putting on this league. I know it takes a lot of work to run a league, so that doesn't go unnoticed on my end. So thank you, and thank you guys at Sim Racing Media. I appreciate you guys putting on this broadcast.
We appreciate you guys, and you guys always put on a great show for us. It makes it easy up here in the booth. Congratulations on a podium finish. I know you wanted a bit more, but definitely something to celebrate about. So.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for interviews here. We'll go through our finishing results.
Do we want to bring up any heated moments? Do we want to bring up Bradley Rivers in the booth, or do we want to bring up Dylan Picklesmeyer in the booth, or we want to avoid that?
I'm not seeing either one of them in a chat at the moment, so I can't really pull them up.
Well, that will answer that question. Maybe that one of them's heated and went ahead and jumped off.
Definitely could be the case. We'll get back to you next week on, I guess, any investigations or looking into things that may happen. Dave McDonald gets the job done here over Tyler Burden, Bradley Rivers, Dwayne Furtick, and Stan Carnathan. Adam Bowden in 6th place, then Michael Carter, Dylan Picklesheimer, Aaron Miller, and Ryan McCall rounding out the top 10.
Michael York 11th, 12th Pete Walsh, 13th Kent Mueller, 14th Kane Lee, 15th Robert Roth, 16th Doug DeNice, 17th Christopher Roth, and 18th Derek Fulton. 19th is going to be Michael York.
Oh, I've got a... That is incorrect. I'm sorry. My standings were based on the grid.
Oh!
I do apologize for that. It's Tyler Burden, John Osborne, Tay McDonald, Adam Bowden, Kane Lee, Michael Carter, Brad Rivers, Stan Carnathan, Dwayne Furtick, and Pete Walsh in the top 10. Do apologize for that graphical error that we went with.
11th is going to be Ryan McCall, 12th Robert Roth, 13th Waylon Turner, 14th Kat Mueller, 15th Anthony Ludi, 16th Aaron Miller, 17th Dylan Picklesmeyer, 18th Derek Fulton, 19th Michael York, 20th Christopher Roth, 21st Alan Holtzman, 22nd Doug DeNice, 23rd Marshall Harris, 24th Aaron Spear, then the one and only 17 South, which did not go on the tracks tonight because of power issues, and joined us in the booth here tonight. That will round out our field.
Hey, I know that guy.
Man, we
I think I
can't
know
thank
that
you
guy
enough
too.
for joining us up in the booth, letting me know about my audio issue, and then just sharing your knowledge with us throughout the course of the race. It was super cool to have you up in here and give your insider knowledge about these drivers and about how this league generally, works on
It's
the
actually
inside
really
behind
hard
the
to
scenes.
do this. I was on the like a 10-second delay, so it was pretty difficult. Whenever I go into the road courses, if y'all still have me in the road courses, I won't be on the delay as long as my power doesn't cut off. But I can't wait.
But I tell you what, man, anytime you have a power issue, you're more than welcome to join us up in here. And if you have more interest in doing this stuff, we could definitely set you up so you don't have any of that delay. You can get the graphics on your screen and all that good stuff. And that goes for anybody who's interested in learning about the broadcasting side of things. Paid guitar, yes. We had corrected those results, but apologies for that. Can't thank everybody enough for tuning in here live on Sim Racing Media. It was an incredible show. Tyler Burden gets the job done in overtime after a thriller from start to finish. Liam Irvig, 17, or for Emily Arias, 17 South joined us up in the booth. I'm Liam Irvig. And just that friendly reminder as you guys walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Take it easy, folks.